Hey guys, it's Heather from Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything Gardening. I'm coming to you from Central Virginia, Zone 7. And today I'm doing some maintenance on my seedlings, my summer garden seedlings that are quickly getting very big. But there are a couple issues, and I'm going to address those with you today. And maybe this will be helpful towards your own batch of seedlings. So come along with me and let's see what's going on. So now that everything has germinated that is going to germinate, and we've removed our um, plastic wrap or humidity dome, whatever you're using to help aid germination, now is when I switch to bottom watering. And so you can see I've put some warm water. Well, not really warm, it's luke, not cold, not hot, not really warm, just not super cold. So that is about maybe an inch or just shy. I've got a lot of plants in these trays, so they're probably going to soak this up really quickly. You can see they're really dry, and I just rinsed everyone yesterday, so I can tell it's time to switch to bottom watering because I'm not able to control the moisture level, which is spraying once a day. And these plants are growing pretty quick, so they will like this nice long drink here, soak in their little tub. All right, so I'm gonna put this video on pause and see how long it takes for these guys to soak up this water. So that was about just shy of an inch, and I'm gonna look at the time. Okay. And then I'll put the camera back on and let you know how long it took for these thirsty guys to... Now this guy I had just soaked a second ago. Well, actually, no, I didn't soak it. But I did spray the top. You can see down here, if you just move the dirt, it's pretty dry. So at this point, we need to move to bottom watering to keep these guys nice and moist and give the roots water, and also encourage those roots to go deep down into that water. You can see my trays are not that deep, maybe 4 inches high. All right, so I'm gonna watch the clock and then I'll turn the camera back on. I did want to show you one issue I'm having with this tray, and it'll be resolved quickly, is my plants are getting a little bit sunburnt. It's just because I keep them so close to the light. I'd rather them get a little touch of sunburn than get super leggy, because I want them to grow, squatty and strong. I don't want to get super lanky. I mean, you can already tell that these stems are nice. I mean, for this size plant, that's a nice thick stem. And these peppers are nice and squatty, but they do have sunburn right there on their leaves. And these are their first leaves, so those really aren't that important. I did start the fan yesterday. Actually, no, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. So they've had 2 days of fan. And today they will get the fan. There's no way to take them out. It's been 22 at night. Last night, tonight it'll be like 24. Maybe towards the end of the week, if it starts to warm up, I'll just start giving them a little bit of sun outside. Part sun to shade if the weather's nice and warm. That took less than 30 minutes. You can see most of the water's gone. And I watered this tray a little bit more water than I gave that one after, probably 5 minutes after that tray, and it's already absorbed its water. Of course, these plants are a little bit bigger. They germinated faster. I'm still rubbing the tops, even though they are getting several hours of fan use. I was going to go ahead and pot up everyone into their individual cups probably the end of this week, but this particular variety, it's one of the Roma tomatoes, Supremo, I think. It was one of the first ones to germinate, and you can tell that it's just really grown a lot. So I may go ahead and just pot these 11 plants into their own individual cups. And if I do decide to do that today, I will kind of tag it on to the end of this video. because just look at that. They are so big. I mean, they would probably do okay if I wanted to wait and do all of them at once, but I think I will, just because they're the tallest out of the whole lot, and it's making it hard for me to put them with plants that are shorter, because these guys can have the lights much closer than these guys. And they're starting to flop over too. So I think we will do that today. Well, guys, I think I discovered the issue with some of my trays not germinating, particularly this tray of Purple Rain tomato plants. Well, there's nothing there. No seeds germinated, no seedlings, no plants. And today, you know, I was gone for 3 days, and I've been home a day or two. But this morning I thought, well, let's just go ahead and take these trays out that didn't germinate, and I'll just, you know, make room for something else. And when I went to pick up this particular tray, there was about 500 plus ants underneath this tray. So I think what happened is maybe from my window, some ants crawled into this tray, started eating the seeds, and that is why I was having some issues in this tray. So immediately, as soon as I saw that, I screamed, of course, and then put lots of water into all of the trays that were in that tray. So these guys have been thoroughly drenched and rinsed on the outside, and then put into a clean tray of clean water to drown any ants that may be in the soil that I couldn't see. So hopefully they have drowned it. And I filled this up with a little bit of soap and then water, and I think there's quite a few dead in there. So that's what's going on. Hopefully I can salvage these plants, and that explains why, like this sun gold tray, only 2, maybe 2 others germinated. I did get 2 of the yellow bells. It looks like they started popping up today. So I'm not sure if they ate any of their seeds. We'll see. Got my small trays out to inspect them as well, and to bottom water, which I'll do that after this video. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. So it's 2 days later after my last seedling update, and I think a lot has happened in these 3 trays. For one, I see that these Earl tomato seedlings are really getting big quick. The Fred's is smaller, but that is a dwarf plant. I do see that I have 2 paprikas. One's got a trap seed head that I'll take care of in just a second with licking my fingers with my own saliva and working that off. So it looks like I'm going to end up with only 2 of that Florida high bush eggplant. That's fine. Like a couple more peppers came up there that need some help with the little seed heads. Looks like we're only going to have 4 of the fish pepper. Look at how cute. These are my Tasmanian chocolate seeds that I saved from my indoor plant. That guy right there. And you can see he's got lots of fruit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know there's another one up there somewhere. 5. I think there's like 6 I counted the other day. I'm in love with that plant. It's ridiculous. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do when I have to take him outside. But he's been alive since July of 2022. And that just seems mind-blowing to me. But it looks like my stevia is doing pretty good. I've never grown stevia, so I need to do some research on this. But it looks like we've got our second set of leaves, the true leaves, and I have a total of 6 plants. Thankfully, my cayenne germinated. That's good. Now, my cinnamon basil, you'll notice that one is really big with its second set of leaves, and then I've got 2 little ones. I only had 1 seed germinate from the first seeding, and then I did reseed it, I think 4 days ago, maybe 5. Not sure why I'm getting such low germination on that. My zinnias are looking adorable. Lettuce leaf basil. I love this for making wraps in the summer. Purple ruffle basil. You can see that they're just a mix of colors. You got some that are pure green, some that are all purple, some that are variegated. I like the variegated. It's so pretty when it finally grows. More basil there, the queen cyan. That is just gorgeous. And for whatever reason, the deer did not eat that last year. And I had it unprotected out front. They just never ate it. And deer love basil. So I'm growing that for kind of like a edible landscape decor in the front yard. I've got some marigolds so that I will be ready to go when it's time to put these hot weather plants outside. These 3 trays bottom watered. And I let them soak probably 30 plus minutes. And there's still quite a bit of water down at the bottom. And I've tested the soil and it is nice and moist. So I'm going to go ahead and move these guys and pour off this water because I don't want them just to sit here in water. And when it's time to water them again, we'll do exactly what we did today. We will bottom water. Give them about 30 to 40 minutes to absorb what they want to absorb and then drain off that excess just to keep our plants healthy and not keep those roots just sitting in water all the time. Okay, so I'm going to go get the supplies I needed. And what we're going to do here in just a second is I'm going to put all of these Supremo tomato plants into their own little cup. I only have 2 viable sun golds. I'm going to put those into their own little cup. And I've got 2 yellow bell peppers that came through. I'm going to put those into a really tiny individual cup. Just because I would need to get rid of some of this space. I mean, these 2 containers here on the end are just taking up too much space for just 2 little plants. I did want to show you guys the sucker. This is a sucker that I took off of our indoor tomato plant experiment, the Tasmanian chocolate back there in the corner. So that's one of its suckers. And I have done nothing special to this sucker other than put it in a pot in my kitchen window. No grow lights, nothing, just the kitchen window. Water it every now and then. I did take it outside on a few nice days a couple weeks ago. Other than that, nothing. I think I did fertilize it once, and you can see, I think internally it kind of knows that the time is getting close. It was kind of just at the same size for a really long time. This is an old sucker. I mean, gosh, it's probably been 2 months ago that I cut this sucker off the plant, and it stayed really small and stable until about a week ago. And I think it just realizes that the sun has changed. The days are staying longer and it has taken off. It's really starting to grow. So this guy, when it's warm enough, he will get hardened off to outside and planted somewhere, maybe in the green stock. We'll see. So let's go get our supplies. All right, guys, so I came up with this configuration. This will fit all of the Supremo and also the 2 sun golds and the 2 yellow bell peppers. And then I've got 2 spots here that I think I'll put one of the sages and maybe something else. Only 1 sage seed germinated for me. So let's get started. I put a thin, maybe like 1/2 inch of soil down in this cup. I'm going to just gently work one of these guys out. And you don't have to be super gentle. And I'll show you the roots. Let's see what his roots look like. So you can see he's got his little roots there. And I'm going to put him down in this cup. And it's okay if he even leans. Sometimes when you're planting tomatoes outside, you can actually dig like a trench, like a horizontal trench, and kind of get it down in there that way. That's the good thing about tomatoes, is you can really get them deep, bury them deep, because they will produce roots all along their stems. And there is a scientific name for that type of plant. but I cannot bring that out of my brain this second. How about I'll Google it when I edit this video, and I'll put it up here on the screen. Now this guy is going to be so happy and so cute. I don't know if you guys watched any of my tomato review videos. There was a tomato plant I grew last year called cream sausage, I think. And I'm not growing it this year just because I don't really need a light colored or a yellow canning tomato, because I have like just an issue with canning yellow sauce. That's just me. It tasted fine fresh though, and it was great in salads. But the thing I loved about that plant, it was the most gorgeous, unique stem, foliage, plant. Just, it looked like an alien plant. It was just so different. It was so different than any tomato plant I've ever grown or seen. You know, since I'm making this video today and I'm actually potting this up, I may not even need to make a separate video of me separating every single tomato plant into their own individual cups, since we're doing it today. Maybe I can save that. But if there are any issues, I may. We'll see. All right, now look at that guy. He looks adorable, right? He is so cute. So from this, kind of getting a little tall and lanky. I will say this is my most lanky tomato I have this year, and it's because this particular variety, Supremo, it germinated like on day 4, and I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't have my lights on when it came out, so they had already popped out, and I didn't even know it. I didn't have the lights on them, and I think that contributed to them getting a bit lanky. And I also think this variety is like a super, super fast grower. I don't know if it's because it's a hybrid. It is a determinate, so it's going to get to that certain height, produce, and be done. But look at that little guy. That's just damage. He had been leaning over, and I had pushed one of the other containers up against it. But he will be fine. Don't worry about him. So there we go. I'm going to pause, get the rest of the trays done. Not trays, cups. These will all be completed here in just a minute. But I wanted to show you a couple things real quick. One is, look at this gorgeous plant. This is not a house plant, but he has functioned as that all winter. This is actually a snapdragon vine that I dug out of the ground and brought in before the frost. And I think every single year I'm going to have one of these as a house plant, because it is just so pretty. I love the vine, the tiny little leaves. And then also, my holy basil has done great in the house all winter. I think I brought him in maybe October. And he has been pruned once, all the way down to like the bare branches. And that was after I had those cabbage loopers in my house. And they had eaten all the leaves. So I pruned it really hard after that. And I will eat these leaves. I don't really make the video cut off on me, but I was just saying that, you know, every couple days, or, you know, whenever I happen to look at this plant and think about it, I'll pick off a leaf and eat it. I will say, if you want larger leaves, give this plant more part sun than full sun. The more sun you give holy basil, the smaller the leaves. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet for the cumin. The shito, I'm probably not going to reseed. I may start a container of sage outdoor doing the winter sowing. That worked for me last year with the Italian sage. And then this tray is ready. So these are all of the Supremo determinants that I potted into their own individual cup. And you can see there are some irregularities in some of the leaves. Can you see that? So this is a hybrid. So I guess maybe you can expect things like that to happen sometimes if that the genetics isn't completely stable. This really, the reason I mentioned the cream sausage determinate plant earlier is because this reminds me of that plant. So I'll be curious to see if it has similar foliage develop later. And then I have just the one little sage that germinated. And then I've got 3 cups of the sun gold. So one in each of these first 2 cups. And then I had 2 little bitty ones right there. I'm going to see if they make it. And then 2 of the yellow bell pepper. I'm not going to reseed any peppers. It's kind of late for that. And I had a huge tray of the California Wonder that did great. I think every single seed germinated. So that's it, guys. I am putting everyone back into their little cubby spots. Got the fan going. It's been going for about 3 hours now. And you can see they're getting some wind on the leaves, which they really appreciate. And I'm sure the fan helps with the fungus gnats too. So I'm going to talk to you guys soon. Y'all have a great gardening day. And also, look, my indoor plant is getting some wind too. I have not decided what we're going to do with him. I don't know if I'm going to move him outside when it gets warm or just keep him as a forever indoor plant. I don't know how long I can keep him alive. So it might be kind of like another extended experiment just to see how long will a tomato plant live inside of your kitchen. Have no idea. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate each of your comments, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.